Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as a first-time user, so everything that I go through, I'm going to be able to give you feedback on that immediately. And I'll try and go through these as quickly as possible so that you don't have a lot to look through. I would prefer that you looked at everybody's. You'll really learn a lot that way. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in, and this looks great. I love the image here. I think it's really fun. Mexican cuisine, not exactly what it is. So we want to go ahead and maybe, put fresh or something, but not particularly just Mexican. So fresh fish daily good. The navigation is great. We do need a contact at the end, and the contact always goes last. It's a web standard, and it's where people are accustomed to finding it. The menu could be a little higher contrast. You could achieve that by either having it a little darker, a little larger, or putting it in all caps, but that would really help us to see that. And the logo looks great. I mean, the front page is really working for you, okay? And here's your contact. The way you would do this is linking this in your navigation is you're going to go to your home page in your editor, and you're going to add a link, and you're going to link it and name it. It'll be an anchor. There may be a video for it. If not, contact me and I'll send you one. But that's where you would add it unless you removed all of this and added a different contact page. And that's the easiest thing to do. But you can link things on a single page if you put it under the first page, which is the home page, because that's where everything is. It's on the main page. All right, about. Okay, nice. I can read it. We have different text here. I realize it's because the template. Do left align, paragraph text. That's everyone. Good. We checked that earlier. So yeah, left align that, and it should be okay. This is very similar, but I think it will work out. The menu is one of the most time consuming, and that has to be entered, and that's why it takes time rather than have the PDF. Okay, so that's something that you'll want to enter that text. Good job, you're linked up. Okay, so the contrast here, white letters and numbers might work better. This looks great. If anybody needs to add or reduce some of the scrolling, you can combine Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday because they're the same location. If you need to do that, you can take a little space out here, but it's looking great. I would name that location simply because that's what people might be searching. Good, good. Okay, so you just need a little more time, right? It takes a little longer than we think. Not hard, just takes a little time. So those two parts, the menu and the events, need to be updated and have text entered, and then your contact will be last. All right, terrific job. The colors are really working for you. All right. Nice, great layout, easy to read. I love that. Pretty easy to read. The contrast isn't quite there, but not bad. Let's check our menu. Okay. Nice. Okay. A little space down here, right? We need a little bit of padding underneath that last one, or maybe you just want to combine them and then you'll have that. And but it's looking great. Your headers are all in the same text. That's great. This seems like a little different. Is that the same font as you have on your homepage? Okay. All right. Nice. You may want to make these headers larger so they stand out even more. Make them, one of your heading styles. Nice. Okay. Okay. We have limited photos here, but you have some here. You might try and get a little more imagery somewhere, just, whether it's just a horizontal above these or something, but great job. All right, probably can take the search function out. I know that it's almost a site large enough to have that, but you might want to think about that. Good job keeping your headers all one line here. Okay, all right, very good job. You could increase this just a little if you need to, but it's all things considered, it's working out. Do try and keep the same amount of spacing above your headers, being consistent with that. Right? Those are just details. Great job. Okay. Let's take these out and double check what you're saying there. Okay. This could be a little darker, otherwise it's working. Now be careful about images that have plates or suggest an interior because it's a food truck. This is great. You could probably bring this, take regular out or customer, capitalize that otherwise, but I think you can get that on one line as the others are. Make sure you're using the same font. That's a little different, okay? The navigation could probably be a little bigger. Okay. Take out this line, anything that is placeholder. Okay, good. Yes, make that a little darker. Okay, so you just want to go through and make sure you've got spacing that's equal, your vertical spacing, but it's looking good. You may want to add images. They've got some fun ones for stock that can be really cute. Okay, you want to link to Real Deal Taco social, which you've done at the top, so take the added set out. You may not need this much space depth, and be sure that you insert Real Deal Taco into that disclaimer. And remove that. All right, great start. Okay, very colorful and fresh. I do like this image. You may need a little bit of a drop shadow behind this so it stands out a little bit more. You could also go towards a lighter shade. Okay, great image. A little small. I'm going to check what this is if I can. Okay, it'd have to be in your published site, but I'll try and make this the same depth as this, but these are terrific images. make sure that this is all centered on each page. This can either come out because you've got it 3 times here, so you won't need that. You may not need it. You could squeeze this up a little more. So bring that up a little, close up some of that space. Nice use of your photos. Probably, well, that's okay. Careful about plateware. Nice, nice. But they're beautiful photos. You just have to be mindful of dishes because they don't exist. If you're not going to put images here, I know this particular template can be tough, then create boxes with a white background and add your text to it for your sides, if that's what you want to do. Be careful with this combination because you can see it vibrates. It's just the fact that they both have a very strong vibrance or luminance to them. Okay, take these off. And right, you'll need to link a set of the social icons. Remove the login, delete that. Be careful to just use 2 fonts, a header and then some body copy. Okay, so you'll need a separate page for your locations. This needs to be, make sure this is a minimum of 16 points for web. Glassware, I love it, but it doesn't really say taco food truck. Okay. Could remove comments, the ability for that. Watch how this is spacing. That caught my eye earlier. And make sure you're using the same headers throughout. Okay. Yeah, a little more time on that, and you'll be all finished up. Okay. You can remove the login. And I would put the logo in the header so it's on every page. Good job with your social. This probably needs to be a little bit larger. You've done a good job with this particular template. It's not an easy one. It has to be modified a lot. You could put a taco there. Okay, just making sure that your text are consistent, double check all that. Bring this up, close that up a little bit. That's wasted space. And this coming up here, you can get directly into your content. So the About Us, in your editor, there is a line across the top of your section, and it's an anchor. And wherever you move that, it will say About in this situation. And whenever you hit About, it's going to land there. So you can go into your editor and you can move that to where it lands where you want it to, instead of in the middle of a section, for example. Okay. Make sure you take the login out. Yeah, if you move this up into the header, the navigation, you can freeze it and it won't be covering content like this. Okay, it's a lot of scrolling, so you'll want to do what you can to reduce that. Okay, so that isn't landing on your event. So you're going to move that particular anchor as well. That's called News and Events. And make sure it's at the top of the page where you want it to be. In this case, you're going to go here for that section. And you could, okay, your social icons could go here instead of over here, and that will kind of make more sense. Usually the contact page is last, but it's okay that it's working like that. If it lands when you hit this, if you have that anchor right here, and that's where it will land. Okay, great job. Okay. Okay, so this again, we want to get this up in the header so that it's on every page and we're not scrolling a lot. Try and use a simpler font on the buttons. These aren't aligned. You probably don't need them because you have them here, and we don't need an order online, so that's just more work for you. I would take that out, and that is a good place to put your location header, which means you would add a page. If it's all one page, you're going to have to add it under the home. Okay. And like I said, contact me if you're not sure how to do this. Take out all placeholder text. Placeholder, take all that out. And, work on your spelling and capitalization. Remove these because it's a restaurant. Remove this because it's a restaurant. Okay, update the footer. Make sure you have the copyright year correct. Okay, so this needs a little more time. It is falling in the right place. Okay, so this needs to be completed. I would change this color to blue. I would disable this or delete it in your pages. Okay, so that is landing here almost. All right, so you've got some content to enter, all right, for sure. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that may need to be optimized so it comes up quicker. You can make your footer shorter, not quite so deep. I would move this up here. You can make it white if you like. And probably close up a lot of this space so it comes up here. So it starts right about there, and then you have your maybe there, and you have your logo here, and then you can have your navigation in the header as well. Okay, great start. You just maybe an image, it could be just a banner up there. It doesn't have to be deep. Okay, watch out for your spacing and things like that. Okay, good, you're linked up. Yeah, there is a transparent one for the logo. Make sure, everybody, that your spacing between your navigation is consistent. Okay. All right, watch, when we enter text, sometimes it will do this. Watch your line breaks. Okay, so bring those up. Probably don't need this. Okay, take that out. Just have your image there and get into your story. Okay, if you make this wider, then the more will flow up here, and you'll not have to have a more. It'll be news and contact. Same thing, just get into this a little quicker. Okay. And get into that quicker too. Put your social icons there, close this up a lot, and close this space up. Unless something's about to pop up, but it should be optimized if that's the case. Okay, and this needs to come out. It's not linking properly. And then you might have room for your navigation, and maybe the more will disappear, right? Good start. It's going to look good once you just make a couple of tweaks, all right? Great job. All right, fresh. We do have glassware. We've got to be careful about that. If you zoomed in a little bit, you know, it wouldn't have that. Okay, you're linked up. You could probably take the search out. That'll clean it up. Put the actual content in. Good. Take this out. Enter that information. Okay, you do want to edit this down. Remember, this has a period at the end. So I would edit that down for a little less scrolling. You could find a couple of people online with a stock image, and that usually works really well. Okay. You want to remove this as placeholder. It sometimes gets overlooked. You can add a line or two there if you want this to drop down here, or some space, returns. You've done a great job of picking these images. It's just that some of them, you know, probably need to be cropped closer so that we don't see the glassware. Like that plate and that plate. I know it's hard. Okay. I know you chose lovely images. Just remember, it's a food truck. Okay, so we do need to have all of the links up here, like your location and your contacts, so that we can go there. So if it's on your page here, then you're going to go into home on your edit, and you're going to add an anchor. That's going to go right here. You're going to link that by adding a link on your home page. I know it sounds complicated. I think I may have it a video on it on the resources, how to anchor your menu, your navigation menu. So take a look for that. You can do it. But otherwise, it's a terrific start. And I can tell you, we're careful about the images you chose. We just have to be careful about glassware, which is common. Obviously, everybody is struggling a little with that. It can be done. I know this doesn't seem quite like they fit sometimes. I'm going to rebuild something like that. Okay. Good. Okay. I would change this probably to one of the blues. I know it matches the background, but I think we want to use more of the client colors. You can shorten this title so that that comes up and you only have one line, and that way your borders here will be lined up. Good job. Yeah. You know, like I say, you can zoom in if you have to avoid looking like you've got glassware. Good. Nice. Good job. Yeah, so it's just a matter of making sure that's linked up. It could be in your published site that links, double check it, and that in the get feedback, it's a little different. A couple of things won't respond that way in your get feedback, but next year when you get to web design, the get feedback link is very important because I'll be able to check your mobile site as well with that. So double check that you're linked. All right. This is a good start, very good start. And so everyone has the opportunity to implement the feedback, and then next week you'll resubmit it with your revisions. All right? All right, everybody. Great job. I love seeing the diversity and how you are being creative with the same assignment. So well done.